Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Lotusthesage. I'm Lotus. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful that you're here. Today we have another pick a card, and we're going to do messages from the Lenormand deck with some extra guidance. You can either pick a deck, whichever one you're gravitating towards. This is deck number 1. Number 2. This is the Burning Serpent Oracle. It's not really Lenormand, but it's more like a Lenormand. This is the pagan Lenormand deck, and pile 3 is the fairy Lenormand deck. Or you can pick or choose from this 𝗣𝗶𝗹𝗲 card, which is the overall energy of what the pile will be about. So pile 1, we have the crone. Pile 2, the offering. And pile 3, the forest. Okay, my beautiful collective, I'll see you at your piles. Welcome, my crone pile. So I'm going to lay out your cards, and then we'll start with the crone card. Okay, my collective of pile 1, this is your spread. These are your cards. As I said, we are going to start off with the crone. I'm going to read the passage from the book. The crone talks about the third trifecta of the Maiden Mother crone: intuition, spirituality. You can't really see that, but I do. Intuition, spirituality, wisdom. It says, the witch, the old woman, the sage. The crone has seen it all. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She is the final manifestation in the feminine trifecta of maiden, mother, and crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right or wrong, as she has seen the earth churning, smoldering, taking life and giving life. The crone energy accepts everything in, devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using their energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us, though it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and the macabre. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. Clairvoyant, psychic, intuitive, and wise. I'm understanding that there is a level up and a maturing of your nature. There is this understanding of who you are, of enjoying the person you are developing and growing into. So that's either the confidence or your support I feel going through this transition of your life right now. Let's get into the Lenormand cards. First, we have the Rusted Cross, the Fox, and the Anchor, the Flaming Tree, and the Clouds. So it calls, the Rusted Cross in this deck talks about a difficult destiny, a struggle to get to where you're going. The Fox is looking at this passage, so to speak, and it's making me feel that you need to be cunning and use your smarts and wits about you to anchor in and solidify within you the transition that's happening. Is to remove the doubt of your maturing, of where you're heading to, which is the clouds giving you that cloudy perception. The Flaming Tree talks about ancestral roots, regrowing, relearning, also, and longevity and wisdom. So for me, it's feeling like you're on this particular quest or journey, like I said, a passage through into this crone energy, into the unfazed version of you that accepts all, devouring, like they said, the beauty and the suffering. That leads you into this messenger, which is information coming in, information that's helpful for you, whether that be information from your environment, either that be spiritual information, again, but there's this anchoring down of this particular belief, this particular path, this particular choice you've chosen. And I feel that there's something coming in that's sort of out of the blue, or let's say perfectly timed, that allows you to cut out the doubt and harvest and continue to harvest what you're moving into, which is the leveling up, which is Isis in this deck, which is the divine feminine in this particular set of cards. So you're anchoring in, again, that crone energy, right, which is the mastered level of the female archetype is a crone in this deck, and so is this. The mastered archetype of the female is Isis in this deck, so this is where you're heading to. And this burning serpent, excuse me, the burning serpent talks about betrayal, a manipulative woman possibly, but also it talks about spiritual transformation, rebirth, restoration, ancient wisdom, and intuition, right? So we're all talking about this transition into the crone. So this might be a version of you that you are letting go of. This is what I feel the most, which is leveling you up, allowing you to shed that skin, allowing for this restoration of your true nature to emerge and have this rebirth of this ancient wisdom that is within. That leads you to this book of life. And the book of life, the book in general, it talks about, again, wisdom, ancient wisdom, knowledge, things unspoken, education, what is written, concealed or revealed destiny. Again, talk about this difficult destiny, that's this difficult path. And then we have this man here can deal with a significant man in your life or male figure in your life. That could be, it doesn't have to be like an actual person that you see. It could be somebody like a mentor that's online, or somebody that you just follow, a way of living, something like that. And it can be somebody significant. Second, this person may have taught you a little bit about, is what I'm feeling, about this path of sort of like trusting in how to follow it or to stay with it, and how to create your own life in abundance, which is what this jumping fish is. It talks about abundance. It also talks about attraction, right? Attracting things to you, which is that key. Sort of like I'm getting like a revelation, a revealing of information from somebody. This can be source, God, whoever this is, this man figure for you, that allows you to bring in this abundance and sees that that's the key. This knowledge, this path, this journey that I've been on is actually the key that's leading me into this wisdom and leading me towards this, still a little bit of difficulty, a little bit of responsibility, things lost or stolen. It feels like a retrieval of that. Certain things that may have been gnawing at you. Persistence and resourcefulness, though, is what leads you to this. This is the energy that I'm getting. Those are the first layers of this reading. So then we have, if we look at the rusted cross and the mice, talk again about difficult destiny, right? Difficult fate, delays, burdens, suffering, all that stuff. But again, the persistence, the things that were gnawing at you, you didn't let it fully tear you down, but it has got you down. But you're transmuting this energy for sure. And this book here, the book of life, these knowledge, wisdom, written word, education, and with the clouds, I'm getting that feeling of, like I said, something's being revealed, the messenger of this information is being revealed to you, and because it's been clouded, you haven't been able to read it clearly, see it clearly, feel it clearly, understand it clearly. All of this is in the works, and that flanking what's happening, all very sort of like, this is neutral, and this is difficult, this is it's medium, but you have difficult cards beside it, so it's difficult. And this one also is like it's a burden, but you have keys around you that are transformative, so it's not so bad there, energetically, Okay, and then if we look at this diagonal here, the cross, the clover, and the jumping fish, it is, like we said, this difficult fate that is fortunate for you to create and move towards your own abundance, that leads you into your own personal evolution to get into this crone energy, hence this Isis that is removing the clouding, You know, it will still leave you with mystery, but it will be like, at least I have a clear path as to where I'm heading. Even though I don't know where I'm going, at least I know I can see where I'm walking. In other words, it's the energy that I'm feeling. And then if we look at the Book of Life, the clover, the anchor, I'm, again, positive information that's anchoring down in you, solidifying in you, belief systems fully integrated into your system for this upgrade, so that you can deal with any obstacles, but using your resourcefulness and diligence. Okay, then if we look here, we are looking at, like we said, the difficult fate, messenger, information, good news, coming in about things that had been secret. Like I said, there is a revealing of something to you, for you. The fox, I'm really feeling that it has to do with slyness, cunning, wittiness, with luck, using that to get through and navigate through the people around you, or with information being revealed to you. This can be a deceitful or manipulative man that is disguised with this luck, or I don't feel that very strongly, but there is a slight warning, a slight possibility of that being a character that sort of flip-flops, of like a nice to your face, but sort of sabotages behind the scenes. Then I'm getting the anchor, the scythe, and the jumping fish. The scythe being your center energy of your spread right now, anchoring down, like we said, cutting out the confusion and the deceit, or the manipulation, or the doubt, to harvest in this rebirth of yourself, this maturation of your being, the abundance of you. And this flaming tree talks about health, well-being, longevity, roots, ancestors, slowness, inspiration, though. So there is, again, this delay, again, that I'm feeling, but this transformation is the key. So don't doubt this delay, this slight sense of boredom possibly within this, because everything is just the same, or just still confusing. The key is coming. You are the key to this transition. The clouds, the burning serpent, and the mice. Confusion, moving away from that manipulative energy, burning through the confusion, burning through for a rebirth and restoration, and a download of your intuition, using the resourcefulness and the diligence and the motivation as the mice would. And if we're looking here at this anchor, the diamond in the center, the anchor, the red clover, the jumping fish, and Isis, again, solidifying something that is fortunate for you, that is bringing in abundance, which is your evolution. This person also may be your messenger, whoever this is, that tells you about the deceit or the shit that's been going on behind your back that has been creating the confusion. That just came in. And I'm also getting a sense of either strengthening a bond, like strengthening a lineage bond, or a connection to culture or upbringing, and or a cutting out of that, sort of breaking the tradition, breaking the chains, and emerging and rebirthing as the entity and being that you want to be. Lovely. Let's see your final guidance to close it off. Don't let your past hold you back. Exactly, South Node. This is exactly the energy that I'm feeling for you. Right? You're learning this difficult fate, this difficult past. And I feel, I don't know if I said that, I did, I just said that, I'm sorry. A sense of cutting family, or breaking those ties. There's something about that too, for you to be able to really step into your crone energy and stay in your mastery, not affected by external circumstances, truly trusting in who and what you are, and the choices you're making, have made, and what you will make. Because your hard work is what's paying off, because I know that it feels like a very difficult time for you, my loves. But you're getting through it, and you're mutating, quite literally, in the best sense of transformation of the divine feminine energy within your archetypal makeup. You are maturing, and you are growing, and you are moving in the direction that Spirit wants you to head. So hang in there, trust in the knowledge, trust in the information being downloaded, and really pay, I would say the only thing to be really looking out for is whoever this person might be. Could a positive influence or a malefic one, totally depending on your scenario. Okay, my beautiful collective of Pile 1, I hope that was helpful and gave you some insight into what's been going on and how this ascension is sort of playing out in your life right now. Okay, beautifuls, I'm sending you all of my love. Keep water your lives. Until next time, this is Lotus. Ciao. Welcome, my Pile 2s. The offering, we're going to look at this card first, but I'm going to spread out your cards and I will get to that. Okay, my collective of Pile 2, this is your spread, your Lenormand advice. We are starting off with the offering card. Like we said, I'm going to read the passage from the book for you all. It says, the gift, the present, the sacrifice. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed, it is a time for something to be given and given up, for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. Generosity, donation, and volunteering. So your overall energy, my beautiful collective, Pile 2, is a sense of offering, of service. What needs to be given up from you? Who is to receive it, as they said? I'm feeling Spirit also offering you something, an opportunity for movement in an area. Will you offer up yourself fully, unconditionally to universe, to source? Okay, let's get into your spread. So we have the woman over here, the house, the man, the dog, and the other archetype of the woman in this deck. I'm feeling you have a lot of people in that top row. I'm feeling the most strongly a sense of releasing your attachments or reliance on home and family. There is a stability that is already innately within you, but I feel that it has of late been somewhat of a crutch to keep you where you are. Sort of, like I said, lack of movement. And this dog here, the loyalty to that, to the family, to the unit, so to speak, is sort of the contention, is what I'm getting. I feel like that's what the offering is almost. It's like you have to sacrifice your sense of comfortability in some form for you to step out into the sacred version of you. What must be released? What must be sacrificed in order for the greater good? And the greater good is for you to evolve, for the evolution of your soul, for the greatest experience of the universe and yourself. And in this particular depiction of the dog, I really get like a lone wolf vibe. It's feeling like, just for an example, it feels like mother, father, home, lone wolf wanting to move out, like not move out, could be move out, like to venture out. That's the energy that I'm getting. But again, you play that scenario how it does, because there's multiple ways that this could be for your scenario. So there's a spirit, to me, is offering you an opportunity to move, to get out, to travel, to venture, to explore, to evolve, to expand. And then we get to the, the birds over here with the wolf, with the dog, with the bear, with the anchor and with the path. So the birds talks about communication, chatter, sometimes gossip, sometimes somebody in your ear chattering. The wolf, again, sly, manipulation, conniving, but witty, charming, patient, skillful. You know, and this bear being the protector, mother protector, authority, strength, you know, anchoring down, stabling in, grounding, and then your path. So what I'm getting here is there's a possibility that the chatter or the way talk was, or your own self-worth, the chatter to yourself is what I'm getting at, is what is preventing you, or is also adding to the prevention of you feeling confident enough to step forward, feeling brave enough, strong enough to know you can support yourself on your new path, on your new journey. It's like you have to sort of embody and embrace this bear archetype, this bear energy. Yeah, like it's in the center, and it symbolizes that strength and security and protection and abundance, right? And you have that within you. Like I said, it's already been sort of like stabilized within you, so why do you doubt that you can't create it on your own if you sort of have the blueprint of how to do it, you know, but in your own way now, is what I'm getting. And that's where this path comes, where it's like anchoring in your own belief and trust in the self, you know, smarts of yourself, strength of yourself, grounding in yourself to choose the path, to choose you, right? To accept the offer. That leads us into this letter that's over here, the tree, the mice. You can really barely see it, but I'll show you, sorry. The letter, tree, the mice, or the mouse, the stork, and the ship. So letter, information, news, to arrive. Don't think it has arrived yet, but communication, the written word, that leads you into the tree, which is, like we talked about, home, ancestral, wisdom, stability, health, all of that, you know? So it's like I feel like that's where you feel like you got all of your strength was from home, from that system in a way, but Spirit is showing you and letting you know that you have the ability to be that lone wolf, like we talked about, to sustain for yourself in that bear energy, to have the resourcefulness and the diligence like the mice do. But you are taking the shadow side of the mice, which is that anxiety, that doubt, that worry, the stress that you won't be able to provide for yourself, to be able to hone in on that divine masculine, or the masculine archetype of the provider for you, you know? That leads you, but if you allow yourself, like we said, to, to trust in your diligence, in your prowess, in your skills, you have this opportunity, this offering of a new beginning, which is that stork. The delivery of new beginning, which leads you on this voyage, which again, you have all travel cards on the end, movement cards, you know, and everything else is very stationary, stable, you know? Okay, so then if we look to the corners, we have the woman and the ship. So there is a want from family, I feel, too, and or from you specifically. I definitely feel like it's from you to venture off, to go towards this, like you want this. You want to take this opportunity. There's information coming in towards you. This is how you got this opportunity. Something has come in for you. If we look at the diagonals, we have the woman, the wolf, and the mouse, the mice. So again, am I able to deal with the stresses and the anxiety of this? Can I use my cunning, my smarts, my wits, my skills to be able to anchor in what I already know about myself to step forward into this new evolved version of me? Because it's the true essence of who I am and what I'm wanting to become and where I'm wanting to go. Then again, we have here the letter, the fox, the man, So information, again, about maybe how to approach, how to communicate, how do I tell them this, how do I say this, how do I make it as clear as possible that this is something that I need to do, want to do, whoever that is, father, mother, brother, guardian, boss, who cares, doesn't matter, whoever this masculine energy is. But how do I talk to them? How do I let them know that my choice is solid? Like, I've made this choice, I want to go. I'm asking more for a blessing as opposed to permission, is what I'm getting. And then if we're looking in down these rows, we have the woman, the birds, and the letter. A lot about communication, a lot about chatter. And if this being my querent, my person who's watching, or the dominant energy, is I feel there's been chatter in your ear from prior that has sort of made you feel that way, but a new opportunity has presented itself to you for you to move, for you a real, like, you know, meet kind of opportunity for you to actually take with true consideration. The house, about how do I use my smarts and my creative abilities to take this opportunity and my wisdom from my own past to step into my journey. You know, it's like, that's what I want. I want to create a legacy for myself, my own home, and I need to be able to trust in my own skills. Then we have the masculine energy with the bear and the mice. Again, protected male energy, whoever this may be, or this could just be the masculine archetype of, like we talked about, of how to provide for oneself. And again, the abundance of the bear, the protector, that mother energy too, again, of support. You have the support, and you have the skills and the resilience and diligence to be able to combat the worry and the anxiety and the stress that may come up with making this choice or taking the steps to continue towards that choice. Then we have the dog, the anchor, and the stork. Loyalty, friendship, trust. You know, trusting in what you've decided, in the grounding, in stability, anchoring that in for this new beginning to take flight, to go towards what you're wanting, you know, leaving the anxiety and the stress behind, ideally. That leads you into you confident in the choice to make the choice, to make the decision to go towards the path and venture to where you want to be, whether that be literal or metaphorically. There is movement happening for you for sure. And that is what the offering is right now. Okay, let's see your final guidance. Hold on, is there anything else I'm seeing here? Hold on. If we look here at the masculine archetype here, to the anchor, to the mice, and to the fox, it's like, I feel there's a good possibility that the masculine energy, if this is not you, meaning your archetype or your energy, that whoever this person is, when I said sort of like asking for blessings as opposed to for permission, it's sort of like, again, back to this is the contender. It's like this person's the one that you're going to have to sort of feel like you have to convince that you're able to do this. They might be more the contributor of the chatter in your ear, or the self-doubt, or where it's sort of seeded from, possibly. Yeah, okay, let's see your final messages. All right, beautiful. Look at the bigger picture. That's right, full moon in Sagittarius. That's right, the bigger picture is you traveling, hence Sagittarius, right? That free-spirited, they love to travel, my Sagittarius. Love spontaneity, love things that are soul satisfying and fulfilling, and it feels like you've been stagnant for too long. And now the bigger picture is your strength. You have the capability to do this, so don't doubt yourself and do it. Take the offering, you know? Take it. Okay, my beautiful collective 𝗶𝗶𝗏, I hope that was helpful. I'm sending you so much love. Keep watering your lives, my beautiful budding beauties. Ciao. Welcome, my 𝗶𝗶𝗏s. Okay, we're going to leave your forest card to the side. We're going to read that first, but I'm going to lay out your cards. Okay, my 𝗶𝗶𝗏s. We're starting with your forest card. As promised, I'm going to read the passage from the book. What I do remember about this card is about the mystery and the mystery and the magic of the forest, you know, of allowing yourself to play in the shadows, sort of to get lost in the forest and also to find yourself. A discovery of sorts, a pilgrimage of the soul. That's what I'm getting. It says, the woods, the thicket, the jungle. Consider for a moment your earliest memory of the forest. It's likely to include all the mythic dynamics of this archetypal space. A little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that you enter it, and then that you get lost within it. You may think there is a path to lead you straight through, but soon enough you'll be on what is known as the pathless path. There are tricksters here, dense foliage, and entanglement, but equally present are the glimmers of fairy light and friends among the trees. You're on an adventure now, and there's no turning back, so embrace the dim light and the moving shadows, whether literal or imaginal. Brave the forest and get lost getting found. Love that. Magic abounds, childlike wonder, and adventure. So it feels like my pile 3 that they want you to go on the adventure, to discover yourself, to voyage into the unknown, to address all the obstacles and magic that may come up on your path. Okay, let's get into your spread. We have the fox, the clouds, the bouquet, the cross, and the ship. So you being represented mainly as the fox, it's talking about using your cunning nature, the scavenger within you, the opportunist within you for this journey to venture towards, the charmer, you know, the witty, the skillful, the patient, smart. You know, when you're, as you approach this journey or this metaphorical forest, which you're stepping into something that is unknown with the clouds there, not fully clear, but there is a gift, an opportunity, this bouquet of something that is, it's like I'm hearing a beautiful struggle. And that is the gift for you to be, there is a gift at the end of this struggle. As you get through and move through this path, this forest, you will be gifted with something that is out of this world, is what I'm hearing. So the cross, the burdens, the worry, but difficult fates, obstacles, it's sort of like a destined path that you need to venture towards. It's sort of like an inevitable thing that you kind of have to do. Like I said, it's like that pilgrimage to the soul, to the self. You have to go through this. This can be somewhat of a dark night of the soul. You must you must journey through this. Don't stay where you are, keep moving through. It ultimately will bring you to this wisdom, to this knowledge and understanding of the self, a higher spiritual calling that is fortunate with this 4-leaf clover here, that is gifting you with this, this is a masculine card in this deck, gifting you with the go-getter attitude of the masculine energy, the provider, the hunter, you know, that's looking and moving directly towards this moon, which is a reflection, an exposing of what is to be, the truth behind the journey, the reason behind the yearning, you know, that leads you to unlocking this key to you, the key to your own personal destiny, your own personal evolution. You know, that's where all this energy is looking towards, this masculine energy here and the fairy on this tree. They're looking towards that key, you know, and this time, because this card always tends to change for me depending on what's around, it feels like it's ready to open this Pandora's box of magic, you know, that leads you towards a new path. Exactly, opening up the key towards this new path, allowing you to have a better and higher perspective and understanding and authority over oneself, true autonomy, anchoring that in that new wisdom, that ancestral wisdom, the abundance of what you are creating on this journey towards your legacy. You know, which is this abundance, which leads us into this fish here. You can't really see, sorry, this was the path. This is the path. This is the tower. The tree. That leads you into the fish, which is the abundance we were talking about. The attraction to what you're wanting, the movement towards that, the growth of that. That leads you again to this place of an obstacle. But this particular mountain in this deck really emphasizes the durability and the durability of your soul, which is this sort of like solidifying the longevity within your own ancestral contribution, you know? It's allowing you to draw on untapped potential resources that you would not have been able to really hone if you didn't go through this particular trial. It's to essentially strengthen your backbone. Again, true autonomy, true confidence in self. That go-getter, motivated, ambitious energy to get through this forest, you know, that's really the energy. So if we look at the corners, if we look at your fox over here with the obstacles, the mountain, your durability, like we said, the cunning, the resourcefulness, certain things that you're going to be able to tap into because of the certain obstacles or adversities that you face that will bring out these new skills of yours that are already adding to this beautiful toolkit that you already own. Then that leads you to this path, right, of the decision to continue to move through instead of allowing yourself for too long to wallow or sit in the fog, you know? That leads you to that ship, that diagonal ship, which again is about path, movement, 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 going towards something, moving towards something. Then we have, going in this row down, we have the fox, the lilies, and the path. The fox, we talked about cunning. The lilies has to do with age, wisdom. It also can do with sexuality. The path being, I'm feeling, this is about ancient wisdom, knowledge acquired, solidifying within the character to choose the path to you. That leads you into the clouds, which is the unsurety, the doubt, the fog. But if you merge and keep moving through it, there is luck at the other side, a perspective to be gained, an authority of oneself to be honed. That is the gift with this bouquet here of tapping and embracing the masculine archetype for this part of the journey. You know, to solidify in your belief, to create the abundance you desire, to contribute to this ancestral wealth. Right? Which is the journey, which is the spiritual path, which is the burden, which is the obstacle, which is the gift that leads you into this revelation and this recognition and this reflection of what can be, what needs to be, why I am doing this, why I'm here, a life purpose, a clarity of direction towards the abundance, towards what you're seeking, movement towards what you're seeking, unlocking the path to where you're wanting to go. Through the obstacles, tapping into these latent resources, skills, abilities that would not have been able to be present or play without this dynamic unfolding. So embrace this dark night. Embrace the emergence into the forest, to lose yourself and find yourself again. If we look at the diamond here, the bouquet, the moon, the tree, and the clover, it's blessed, my friend. And this being your archetype, this being your main energy, the gift of understanding and clarity towards what you're building, what you're growing is blessed. It is blessed. If we look at the diamond, the fox, the clover, and the tree, again, using your wits, already blessed, lucky to create and stabilize what it is you're trying to move towards, which is the understanding clarity, the destined path, as you move towards that destined path, which is the path, which is what you're choosing, is the luck, is the gift, is choosing, is just choosing to go on this venture no matter how difficult it seems. You have everything you need to get through it. It's like, look at it as an adventure for real, as they said, like in the forest. It is an adventure. You are on it. So embrace those shadowy figures, you know, and just keep going. Beautiful. What's your closing messages? Perfect. Your hard work is paying off. And your moon in Capricorn. Look at this. This is what I'm saying. Keep going. It's paying off. We know that this is a struggle. We get it. But don't give up before the finish line. That's what the feeling is. Just keep moving. Find that gem within you to merge. That's your beacon. That's what's helping you move through this. Oh, beautiful collective of 𝗂𝗏3. I hope that was helpful. I'm sending you so much love. Keep honoring your lives, my beautiful budding beauties. Until next time. Ciao.